What's good, Ravens family? We are here with another Ravens Space Daily, where we talk about some topics about the Baltimore Ravens every single day. Please subscribe and go join our Discord where you can chat with me during the Ravens game. Also, you might win some things, so please go check it out. We got 4 topics today. Like always, we're going to talk about Week 7 PFF grades. We're going to talk about power rankings. We're going to talk about some Ravens on the trade block. And then we're going to talk about the mailbag question of the day, like always. So let's get into it with the very first topic. Our first topic is the PFF scores. So for you guys that don't know, PFF grades every player every single game. And we have some scores to talk about. And the number 1 ranked player was Geno Stone. Again, you hear the top 5. I kind of disagree with these, and I'm going to go through each one with you guys here. So first, Geno Stone, a 79.2. Geno Stone played well, but I don't think he was the best performer. Again, he did get beat a couple of times, but I didn't even think he was the best performer in the defensive backfield. I thought it was Marlon Humphrey. Again, Geno Stone, though, what he does better than I think we give him credit for is that he has an ability to go sideline to sideline that I don't think the other DBs in the safety position have. So we haven't seen Kyle Hamilton that much. But again, he's a rookie, so he's moving kind of slow compared to when he was in college, right? Because college is easier. But Geno Stone, he's making tackles at the line of scrimmage. He's making tackles as the last defender in the backfield, the defensive backfield. So I think he does deserve a spot on here. But there's a guy on this list that I think outperformed everyone in a way that I thought was so evident, especially on defense. Number 2, I don't agree with at all. Odafe Owe, the 2nd ranked. And again, I get it, but there's no question to me that Justin Houston was more impactful than Odafe Owe. Again, I understand pressures matter. I get it. We don't pay people for pressures, okay? We don't, right? The person with the most pressures this season doesn't get the biggest bag. The person who gets the biggest bag is the person who gets the most sacks. Sacks matter, guys. And again, I know pressures are good, but we had pressures against the Dolphins too. We lost that game. We had pressure against Josh Allen. We lost that game. We have to get sacks. So again, Odafe Owe, he's going to make individual plays in the run game, especially when it comes to his speed. He can just track people down. So I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I had a vision for him, and I don't think that vision is coming true. I thought he was going to be much better than he is. Patrick Queen, I thought was the best player in the entire game. I would have had him number 1. And I didn't even think it was really close, especially on defense. But they have number 3. Shout out to Patrick Queen. He's really having a breakout year. And again, I thought you were the best performer, but obviously you were not. Lamar Jackson, again, Lamar is going to be Lamar. He always have a pretty good game because what he can do from ability to make plays. And then we have Ronnie Stanley, who I'm so happy to see that Ronnie is on this list. Again, if Ronnie's right, it really adds a dimension to our team, and hopefully we need him to be right because we need to trust our offensive line so we can throw the ball more, and especially in situations where we're going to have to protect Lamar Jackson. Right now, we really don't protect with only 5 offensive linemen. Now, again, that's because a lot of teams do blitz against us, but if our passing game wants to become a passing game like we see other teams, we're going to have to expand and get more receivers out there. Again, there's only so much you can do with 3-man routes. There's only so much you can do with 4-man routes. Sometimes you're going to have to go 5 wide and a tight end. And if we're going to do that, our offensive line has to get better, and Ronnie Stanley's a big piece of that. So, again, you guys can see Geno number 1. You let me think. Again, I'm not mad at Geno being number 1 because he does show up, but I really thought Patrick Queen was the best player last game. So you guys let me know in the comments, who do you guys think was the best player on our team last game? I was wrong when I ranked them earlier. I did have Patrick Queen on there, but I do not believe I had the other ones on there. I think I had Marlon Humphrey number 5, but Geno Stone was close for me because, again, I didn't have him in the top 5, but definitely in the 6, 7 area. Because, again, even though he missed some assignments, when it comes to run game, run stopping, he's really good at it, and he's all over the field. So shout out to Geno for being number 1. Next, we're going to talk about the power rankings, and for this, we're going to talk about the position that they're in. this was made by the Bleacher Report, and the Ravens are currently ranked number 7 in the power rankings. So I actually think that's a really good spot, and I think we're lucky to have that spot. Just to give you guys some knowledge of some of the teams that they have ahead of us and behind us. So ahead of us, I'm just looking, they have the Giants, they have the Cowboys, they have the Vikings, Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and then number 1, the Philadelphia Eagles. How can you argue with that, to be honest? I'm a little nervous because I think there's some teams behind us that we could argue might get us on a good day. They had the Dolphins behind us. The Dolphins beat us, even though we had a really big lead on them, but also their quarterback has been injured. So I'm just kind of like, ugh, but I'm happy with the spot. Number 7's a great spot. And we're number 1 in our division right now, but we're not that much better than the Browns. And remember, Browns didn't have Deshaun Watson, right? We're not that much better than the Bengals. And if the Bengals get their stuff right, then what's going to happen? And we're much better than the Steelers, so I'm not even going to talk about them. But that's what I thought. If we're going to really become the number 7 team in talent, we're going to have to get healthy, and we're going to have to do something about the receiver position. I don't know what we're going to have to do, but we got to figure something out, honestly. And because right now, it's just not good enough to rely on one receiver who's arguably a number 2 receiver in the current NFL. So let me know what you guys think about our power rankings. Is number 7 a good spot? This was from the Bleacher Report. So again, this is a reputable organization here. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's a good spot, but I honestly think we could be lower based on how we're performing and how we perform in the fourth quarter specifically. So next, we're going to go to our third topic. Our third topics are some Ravens on the trade block. And so did some research and jumped into a lot of different forums here. And I do think there are 3 that I did see online that stand out. 2 of them make no sense because there's no demand, right? So the 3 that I did find people talking about, 2 on the screen, one is Chuck Clark, one is Nick Boyle, and one is Mike Davis. Nick Boyle and Mike Davis. Mike Davis is our running back, first year with the Ravens. Mike Davis makes no sense. Why would you trade for Mike Davis? He's not good right now. He's the worst running back in our running back lineup. And he's a running back who, no one's going to trade for a running back. Again, if Christian McCaffrey couldn't get a first-round pick, there's no way that someone would give up a pick for Mike Davis. If James Robinson 2 years ago, before his injury, was a workhorse number 1, he got a 5th-round pick. What does Mike Davis get? A bus ticket, you know what I'm saying? So that's just crazy. So don't even talk about Mike Davis. Nick Boyle, unfortunately, that injury really, really got him. In this league and in this offense that we have, a run blocking only tight end doesn't work for us. We don't have enough receivers to make a run blocking tight end work. All our tight ends have to be receiving threats because we don't have any receiving threats other than Devin Duvernay. So all our tight ends have to be able to do that. He can't do that at a high level because of the injury. So unfortunately, no one's going to trade for him, and I think he might not even make the team next year, which sucks. I love Nick Boyle. And when we're a great running team with receiver threats, he's a valuable part of the piece. But he just can't do it, and honestly, it's sad. Now, the one that does make some sense is Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark, though he is starting, is performing at a medium level. We just saw Geno Stone ranked number 1. Geno Stone can do what Chuck Clark does, and that's just the truth of it. Marcus Williams is better than Chuck Clark when he comes back from injury. We have him. And then also we got Kyle Hamilton, who, again, is getting better each week. So I don't think we're going to trade Chuck Clark just because we already don't have that much depth there at that position. But it's possible. It's a possibility. Again, we get injured so much, we really don't need to be trading away players. We need to be getting as many players as we can get. But it's 100% possible that Chuck Clark is on the trade block. I really went through and tried to think, okay, Jason, what are some Ravens that might get traded? I really can't think of any, to be 100% honest, right? One, any player that's good enough to get traded to another team, we need them. We get injured too much to be trading away players. Just think, what part of our team has a wealth of great players? Definitely not our defensive line, right? Because of the injuries. Definitely not our linebackers. Definitely not our DBs. We're literally last in pass defense. Definitely not our offensive line. Injuries are killing us. Definitely not our receivers. We can't even get no good ones on there other than Devin Duvernay. Not our tight ends, right? Even though we do have some good tight ends, but we need every single tight end we can get because we don't have the receivers that can do what we need to do. And then, of course, running backs, we have a hard time staying healthy there. So I don't know who we would trade. You guys let me know in the comments below who you think we can trade. I would love to hear you guys' opinion because right now I don't know. So, all right, now we are getting to the good part here. I try to keep these under 15 for you guys, so please like this video, comment the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, help me out. Also, join the Discord, throw some topics in there, help your boy out, throw some questions in there, help your boy out. Now we're gonna go to the mailbag, and the mailbag question is from Michelle, and she says, why do you keep talking bad about Rashad Bateman? Again, remember, submit some questions through our Discord. It's in the link below. You'll be able to talk to me during Ravens games, and you have a chance to win some stuff. So, you know what the truth is, guys, about Rashad Bateman? That I'm a little hurt about, and why I keep on talking bad about him. He's not better than Hollywood Brown. This year, Hollywood Brown was better than he is this year in his rookie year. Hollywood Brown, again, I know he drops a lot of balls, but so does Bateman, and at least Hollywood Brown was consistently beating people deep, right? We can say what you want, and I know Brown is injured. So is Bateman. I mean, guys, I don't know what it is. We can't do this receiver thing. We need to go get one. I'm sorry. We need to spend the capital and go get a good receiver. Whatever we have to do to get that boy from Carolina, we got to do it. Guys, if we got to trade a first-round pick, we got to do it. I'm sorry. This is what we need. This is what we need. A rookie is not going to help us right now. We need a receiver to help our offense and help out. Imagine if we had a true number one, Devin Duvernay, and Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman is a great 3 because right now he's not playing better than Devin Duvernay, so I'm not giving number 2. But we really need a number 1, and then you have Mark Andrews. We've tried the other way where we say, hey, Lamar, you're going to have to carry the team that we have on offense. We're going to put all our money on defense, and they're going to win us games. We're going to have a good defense, and then Lamar. But the issue is that our defense cannot hold up, and our coaching staff doesn't believe in the defense's ability to do that. John Harbaugh knows that he would love every fourth down to give it to Lamar. The issue is you're not giving Lamar a chance because he doesn't have the protection and he doesn't have the receivers. The defense has too much money on it for us to be this bad, and that's the truth. And because of that, our defense is bad. It focuses on the offense. You guys got to get some stuff done. Almost cursed, my bad. And Bateman, you got to be the number 1 receiver, and he's not, guys. He's letting us down. Him and Prochet, but Prochet is like number 5 right now. So, but Bateman is just not getting it done. He's disappointing. And if you guys disagree with that, let me know in the comments below. But I don't know. I can support a receiver that drops a ball every game, and that's what he does. And then the games he don't drop balls, he's on the bench because he's injured. So that he's not playing well, and we got to call that out. When our players don't play well consistently, we got to call it out. If Lamar has 2 bad games, okay. We know that a bad game for Lamar, though, is still 70 yards rushing, 200 yards throwing, or 150 yards passing. Yes, that's a bad game for Lamar. When you're number 1 receiver, you got to have more than 3 catches a game for 20 yards. You just have to. And he's not doing that. So that's why I'm on his head, and I'm going to keep on being on his head until he proves me wrong. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for watching. Remember, help us out, subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. We're coming with content every day. Please help us out. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.